The college basketball experience edition of Dan Hurley returns to UConn, and way too early Moneyline Mac top 25 and futures market edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. You can win 325 times your entry with their new Pick 8. Sign up today using the promo code SGPN to claim your special pick and first-time deposit offer up to $250 in bonus cash. Underdog Fantasy promo code TCESGPN. And we're also brought to you by Rhythm. Get the best data-driven and picks from Rhythm. Claim your 7-day free trial today by going over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM today. Yes. Woo-wee. Welcome to the college basketball experience, part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Monday night, June the 10th. Chat's rolling along. Hey, we're on the road to Omaha. We're doing college football previews, but hey, it's never too early to start talking a little hoops. A little way too early. Top 25, early preseason top 25. First, if you're wondering who you're listening to, I am Moneyline Mac, a.k.a. the former video coordinator for Bob Huggins and Frank Martin, but also known as...
It's Mac tonight. Come on, make it Mac tonight.
It's another edition of Mac Tonight over at the College Basketball Experience, and we got a lot going on. First off, well, let's talk a little transfer portal and this. Let's talk a little MEAC and SWAC transfer portal. No, I'm just kidding. If you've been living under a rock, Dan Hurley is turning down that Los Angeles Lakers job, and he's going to return to stores where UConn's going to go for three-peat this year. Won back-to-back national championships. We talked about it at length. I laid out why he should go, why he shouldn't go. I was in the camp why he shouldn't go. Pointed to Rick Pitino. Biggest mistake he ever made was leaving Kentucky for the Boston Celtics back in the 90s. He had everything made at Kentucky. He could have won 5-6 national championships at Kentucky. We would have been talking about him as basically Coach K, but even better, in my opinion. I think I'll go on record saying, and I know we will never be able to prove this, if Rick Pitino had stayed at Kentucky, he would have won more than 6 national championships there. He had that thing absolutely rolling, and that's what Dan Hurley thinks that he has at UConn. The best decision Coach K ever made was 20 years ago, turning down the Los Angeles Lakers, going back to Duke, winning 2 more national championships, putting him even more on a pedestal, winning 6 national championships. Or was it 5? 5 or 6? I can't remember. Duke's won so many. I think it's 5. They won back-to-back in the 90s, 01, 10, and 15. So they won 5 national championships, and then Carolina denied him number 6 in his final hurrah. But nevertheless, he coached Team USA. In my opinion, his legacy is even greater because he stayed at Duke, built that thing up even more than what it was back in the mid-2000s. I know Duke was still a juggernaut back then, but it's just the brand, and he's considered the greatest college basketball coach of all time. And I don't know. I'm not saying Dan Hurley's going to rip off 3, 4, 5 more national championships. I mean, the odds are stacked heavily against him. They won back-to-back national championships. That already was stacked against him, but he has a chance to elevate UConn to an even bigger blue blood standard. They're no question they're a blue blood. 5 national championships in the last 25, or sorry, I'm getting my numbers mixed up. 99 for UConn, 04, 09, 14, and then back-to-back. So sorry. UConn's got 6. Coach K's got 5. I'm good. Math's not my strong suit, as everybody knows. But anyway, I mean, Dan Hurley's got a chance. He's one shy of Jim Calhoun at UConn. Kevin Ollie's the one that's got the one in between. And dude, fuck the Lakers and fuck the NBA. I don't understand. I didn't get the draw. I didn't get the fit. He's an East Coast guy, and I'm an East Coast guy. I grew up in the DC area, just outside of Virginia. East Coast guys, they like the East Coast. They don't like the West Coast in LA. I didn't like the fit there. I always, if he really wants to go to the NBA, I think he takes the Knicks job or the Celtics job. That fits more of his culture, his family, and clearly he's a big family man. His wife loves that area. Her family's from there. His dad's a Hall of Fame high school coach there at St. Anthony's in Jersey City. That's where he's from, that general area in the Northeast. And I mean, if you're from the Jersey, Philly, New York, DC, Baltimore area, you got a lot of pride in that area. And I just never saw the Lakers as a fit. And I saw some people, it's like, you could coach LeBron. Who gives a fuck about LeBron James? Like, LeBron James fucking got, what, maybe 1 or 2 years left, and he's fucking gone through about 10 or 11 coaches. And if you yell at him the wrong way or you draw up a play the wrong way, he's going to try to get your ass fired after game number 15 like he did the guy David Blatt. So that's enough NBA talk. Speaking of which, go check out our NBA draft profiles. We're going to be doing some more over the next couple of weeks. But this is not the NBA gambling podcast. Go check out that show where they're breaking down the NBA finals. My guy Joe Mazzulla, 2 wins away. Go Celtics. But first, let's talk. Let's pay some bills, because make sure you check out our new daily podcast dedicated to giving out underdog picks. The Daily Dog. New, I like that name. The Daily Dog, baby. New 10-minute episodes dropping Monday through Friday. The Daily Dog, wherever you get your podcast today. Also, the Circa announced they're giving away $16 million in guaranteed prizes for Circa Survivor and Circa Millions. Sign up today in Vegas and play from anywhere with the footballcontestproxy.com promo code SGP to get $50 off. That's footballcontestproxy.com promo code SGP. All righty, we are back, and the alcohol intake has not slowed down since I've been married. So for those that bet the over, you're looking sharp here, because the vodka's good tonight, the beers were good, and let's carry on, baby. Let's get into college hoops. We're 5 months away from November 4th. Can't get here soon enough, and let's get into my preseason Moneyline Mac early top 25. And we'll give out some futures at the end. I know we've given out some futures. We've basically given out half the Big 12. So go check out the Big 12 college experience. First off, I'll go with my first 5 out. I added a chapter to this element. St. John's was my first team out. The Johnnies, Rick Pitino. They're going to be good. I think they're going to get over the hump next year, get to the NCAA tournament. My second team out was Texas Tech with the additions in the portal. Year 2 of Grant McCasland, like what they got going on there. Sparty, Izzo, can't count them out ever. They're my third team out. My fourth team out was USC. I'm going to bank on Musk being able to bounce back. They got a shitload of moving parts. And my fifth team out, as they head into the SEC, my least favorite school, horns down, Texas. So that's 5. Those are my first 5 out that did not make the top 25. But who did make the top 25 as of Monday, June the 10th. And first up on the dock, we're going to go to East Piscataway. We're going to go with the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. Steve Peichel, down year last year. They bring in a shitload of talent, young talent. They got 2 of the top freshmen. The younger Harper brother, Dylan Harper, comes in, as well as Ace Bailey. They got the NEC Player of the Year last year from Merrimack, Jordan Durkak. Hell of a name, may I add. And I'm gonna bank on too that Steve Peichel gets that thing going, gets that thing back on track. They're gonna guard again. I think Rutgers is in for a great year. Get back to the NCAA tournament, which is what they had before this last year, which a little bit of a transition year. I know they lost Cliff Murray to Alabama, but still, I like Rutgers and the overall makeup of their roster headed into 24-25, and they are number 25 on my list. Number 23 on my list is another coach that you know me, guys. I love talking coaches. I came from the coaching industry. One of the guys that I think is maybe the best coach in America in terms of getting the most out of his talent is Chris Beard. And that's Ole Miss. He's year number 2 down there, up and down year number 1. I thought they overachieved. They were not as good as their record indicated. He didn't have the horses, but boy, did they hit the portal often. They go and get Dre Davis from Seton Hall, as well as Sean Padola, as well from Virginia Tech. And we know Chris Beard as well. I mean, he knows how to get these transfers, knows how to mesh them. They're going to switch everything defensively. Devon Barnes coming over from Sam Houston, Malik Dia from Belmont, and I like Michael Brown Jones coming over from Greensboro. 6'5", 6'6", 6'7". He likes those pieces that kind of all look together. And I like Ole Miss. I like Ole Miss a lot next year. I think that they're going to be better defensively, which is what Chris Beard wants. And I like Ole Miss to get back to the dance next year. So I got them at number 24. Let's go to number 23. Another coach I'm a big fan of, and they had a down year because of injuries. And that is the Xavier Musketeers. The headline, they get Zach Fremantle back. They get Jerome Hunter back. We don't need to talk transfer portal additions because you get your 4 and 5 back that miss season-ending injuries. Both those guys combined for 25 points or around there from a Sweet 16 team 2 years ago. Love Xavier. They bring in Dante Maddox from Toledo, Ryan Conwell as well from Indiana State. They're going to be old. Also, Marcus Foster from Furman. They got depth, they got size, and they got a chip on their shoulder. Like I said, last year was a disappointing year for Xavier. A lot of it because they were young, and a lot of it because they had injuries. I trust Xavier, trust the culture. I'll bank on Sean Miller. I got them at number 23 in my way too early Moneyline Mac top 25. Xavier, I know you fans are probably like, man, this guy's great. He's got us in his top 25. Now you're going to turn my ass off because at number 22, let's go right down the street to the Cincinnati Bearcats, staying in the city of Cincinnati. Wes Miller, big year. I liked it. I liked what I saw personally from them last year in the Big 12, their inaugural year. They returned 5. The best part about Cincinnati that I like, they bring back 5 or 6 out of their top 8. And Day Thomas. They also have guys that are impossible to pronounce their fucking names. Simus Lukosius, Dan Skillings, and then they bring in Dylan Mitchell from Texas. So addition there, guy that's played in the Big 12. I like Cincinnati. They got size, athleticism. They've gone through the Big 12 now. I thought they petered out a little bit down the stretch. They were right there until about 2 weeks out to get in that large. This is a big year. They need to turn the corner. I got Cincinnati, Wes Miller, with the experience coming back, led by Day Thomas at number 22. At number 21, let's we're just staying in the state of Ohio. Let's go to the Big Ten. The Ohio State Buckeyes. Jake Diebler did a great job finishing the year, 8-3 down the stretch. Bruce Thornton comes back. But here's the catch. They bring in Michi Johnson, coming back from South Carolina. Started his career at Ohio State, coming back. Ohio State's got some momentum. I like the way that they finished the year. They were as hot as anybody coming down the stretch, and they seem to have caught a little bit of lightning in the bottle, winning 8 out of their final 11. They bring in Micah Parrish as well from San Diego State, and then the Duke transfer as well as Sean Stewart. So Ohio State's got all the pieces. We'll see how Diebler is as the guy. It's different when you're the interim and you're playing with house money. Now the target's on your back. You're coaching Ohio State. Now let's see what Diebler can do with a full-time contract. At number 20, yes, and Clark makes a good point. They also added Bradshaw from Kentucky as well. At number 20, this team actually may be too low, all things considered. They bring back about 5 out of their top 9. I got the Florida Gators, Noah Benix Florida Gators. Big year last year from Todd Golden. I liked what I saw. They played well down the stretch. They lost that heartbreaker in the NCAA tournament. Main reason why I like Florida is just the continuity of the program. They also have good guards, led by Walter Clayton Jr. They're bringing Elijah Martin over from FAU. Got Will Richard back. The big kid, I'm drawing Hogsmith. I always miss the big white kid that broke his leg in the SEC title game. I'll be interested to see how long he's out, but that's why they went out and got Ruben Chinulu from Wazoo to fill that void. But I mean, Florida's going to be a round of 32 Sweet 16 team again next year. I think they're a top 20 team with the guard play, speed, athleticism, and Todd Gold's proven that he can coach. So yeah, big things ahead for Todd Golden in year number 3 in Gainesville, I believe. Yeah, year number 3. Year number 1 was a transition year. Year number 2 got him to the dance. So year number 3, do they take another step from the round of 32 into that second weekend? Real quick, gotta get us paid one more time, and we'll break down who's number 19. We got to talk about Underdog Fantasy. Pick 8 is now live for the NBA Finals. Create entries with up to 8 picks, and Underdog will automatically double your flex entry so you can miss up to 2 times. So a little round robin action. Sign up today using the promo code. Where are we at right here? TCESGPN to claim your special pick and first time deposit offer up to $250 in bonus cash. Underdog Fantasy promo code TCESGPN. And you guys got to get over there, man. I mean, the other night they had half a point for Jason Tatum, half a point for Kyrie Irving. Easy way to make a little bit of cash, stack winners on top of winners, higher, lower, whichever side you feel. But they got a couple good ones that can really boost your bankroll. So get on over there. Like I said, promo code TCESGPN. That was good. Welcome back to the college basketball experience, where we drank a lot of alcohol and we give out a lot of winning picks. And we're giving out top 25 tonight. Number 19, we got the Indiana Hoosiers. So this is kind of a projection because we really don't know Indiana, how their pieces are going to fit. What we do know is they got that NIL collective and made a couple strong ass fucking offers, because they went and got out Amara Ballo from Arizona, Miles Rice from Wazoo, Cannon Carlisle from Stanford. So now here's the question: how do these pieces mesh? Because they have all this depth in the front court. Do they try to play one big 25 minutes, the other one 15, kind of like their rival Purdue does? Purdue has proven you can win with 2 bigs. Remember when they had Zach Edey, and who was it before Zach Edey? Chad, help me out. Clark, help me out. Who was the guy with dreads right before Zach Edey? Not Swearinger. It was. It's going to come to me. Anyway, Purdue split them down the middle, kind of like Sonogo and Klingon 2 years ago. Do they play Ballo 25 minutes? I know they're paying the shit out of him. Renu, we'll see how he does in his second year. Mackenzie Mwaku as well. Defensively, Indiana should be really good, but it's about, can they space the floor, make some perimeter jump shots so that they can take the top off of the defense. It does help getting a transfer in Luke Goody coming over from Illinois, coming over from the rival. But Indiana, I got them at number 18. Big year. Big year for Mike Woodson. They need to at least get to the dance and win a game, in my opinion, with how much they invested in this team. At number 18, I got, you guys know, the UCLA Bruins. Another big year, bounce back year, bring back 4 out of their top 8. Last year, disappointing, but they were really young. They hit the portal, as we know, with UCLA. They went and got headlined by, this is discussing, Kobe Johnson from USC, Sky Clark from Louisville, Eric Daly from OK State, Tyler Belodu from Oregon State, and William Kyle from South Dakota State. They bring back Dylan Edwards, and that's pretty much the main piece. My main thing with UCLA and having them at number 18 is I'm banking on Mick Cronin. It's kind of like some of these other coaches. I don't think he's going to miss the dance back-to-back years, and I think he's going to be able to mesh these pieces. I know it's kind of the same as Indiana, kind of the same as Ole Miss. It's more of a banking on the culture, the coach, but I do trust Mick Cronin. Yes, Travion Williams. Why did I think it was Swearinger? I'm drunk. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Travion Williams. He was so damn good. Travion Williams, and Zach Edey took his job just because Zach Edey was a stud. So back to Indiana. We'll see if they play two bigs, kind of alternate them, split those minutes between 40 minutes. But UCLA at number 18, nevertheless. At number 17, it's another coach we're going to bank on. I know they lost Dalton Connect. I know they lost Adu to Arkansas. But we're going Rick Barnes, Tennessee. Rick Barnes in the regular season, automatic. They bring back Ziegler. Feels like he's in like his 10th year of college. But we know what we're getting with Ziegler. We know what we're getting with Rick Barnes. They're going to be really competitive, be in the round of 32, chance to get to the Sweet 16. Brought in Chaz Lanier from North Florida, transfer. I believe that's Rob Lanier's son, who was former Rick Barnes assistant coach. And Darlington Dubar from Hofstra, not saying he's going to be Dalton Connect, but he can fill the void of scoring the basketball, as can Chaz Lanier. And they got some size as well with Felix Akpara coming over from Ohio State. So a little trade going on there with the Buckeyes and Vols. So we're banking on Rick Barnes in Tennessee, 17. Another team we're going to bank on. They do bring back a lot. They've been one of the more consistent teams, in my opinion, in college basketball over the last 5-6 years. The Creighton Blue Jays. They're going to be in the Sweet 16, round of 32, Sweet 16, maybe Elite 8. Bring back Kalkbrenner for his 100th year of college basketball. Stephen Ashworth as well. And then they're bringing over Pop Isaacs from Texas Tech, sharpshooter, scorer, as well as Jemiah Neal from Arizona State. What's not to like with this team? They're going to be able to score the basketball. They're going to be well coached, well schooled, and yeah, let's go Blue Jays. I love Greg McDermott. I think he runs a really good program. I know they haven't been able to get over the hump, but they, like I said, man, they very consistent. They're going to win 25 games, be in the thick of things. Top 4 in the Big East. Runs a good program. I got them at number 16. Number 15, we'll say right in the Big East. We'll go to another coach that's redeemed himself. Shaka Smart. I mean, what he's done at Marquette since leaving Texas has been remarkable. I know they lose Kolek. I know they lose Oso. But to bring back Cam Jones, bring back Sean Jones, they got a good culture. Next man up. They're going to win 20-plus games. They're going to be in the thick of things in the Big East. And that's why I'm going to bank on Shaka Smart and company at number 15. This next one is the wild card, and I think everybody knows where I'm going here. At number 14, let's go to the SEC. You guys could take a guess who we're going with. Woo, Pig Suey. This team's going to be entertaining. I can tell you that. John L. Davis from FAU. They got DJ Wagner. They got Jonas Adu from Tennessee. He's got Adu Thorough from Kentucky. They got talented freshmen. 14 seems like a perfect spot to put Calipari. I almost said Calipari in Kentucky. Calipari in Arkansas, a.k.a. the Arkansas Wildcats or Big Blue Razorbacks. They're going to be entertaining. They're kind of going to look like Kentucky next year as he transitions with this whole staff over from Lexington to Fayetteville. Based off of talent, you can't leave them off the top 25. So that's why I got Arkansas penciled in right at 14. High ceiling, low floor. You don't know what you're going to get, but boy, they're going to be entertaining. Number 13, another guy that's entertaining. They finished the season well. A little underachieved in terms of where they were picked preseason. The Buzzsaw, they bring back basically everybody but Tyrese Radford. Wade Taylor's back. Henry Coleman's back. They bring in the big fella from Minnesota, Payne, as well as Phelps Zerk Phelps coming over from SMU. So 15 points a game. We know we're getting with the Buzzsaw. They're going to be entertaining too. They're going to be fast, play hard, and they're going to get better as the year goes on. So that's why I got A&M at number 13. And everyone's favorite team's up next. Number 12, Purdue. Purdue at number 12, the post Zach Edey Purdue Boilermakers. And no, they're not going to suck. I know everybody's like, oh, they're done now that Zach Edey. No, They're not done. Go look at what Matt Painter's done there over the last 20 years. Braden Smith, Fletcher Lawyer still there. Trey Kaufman, Wren still there. I'm sure they'll have some fucking big giant that they'll shit out, and he'll be like 7'2", and he'll fucking get 15 and 10 a game. They'll be a top 15 team. They're Purdue. They're gonna be boring. They're gonna be annoying to watch. They're gonna flop, but they're gonna be Purdue, and that's why I got them at number 12, Matt Painter. They got veteran guards too. I mean, Braden Smith and Fletcher Lawyer have played in big games. I know they're not athletic, but they get a lot done, especially in the Big Ten, where you really don't need to be all that athletic because it's a slow truck league, as Noah Beanick likes to call it. At number 11, and I saw David in the chat here. Here you go. Welcome to the Big 12, Arizona Wildcats. They got their wild card back. Caleb Love, KJ Lewis back, Jaden Bradley back. Bring over Trey Townsend from Oakland, the four-man that helped the Grizz get to the round of 32, beat Kentucky. But I mean, Arizona's an interesting team as they transition. They're not the bully anymore as they come over to the Big 12. We're going to name a bunch of Big 12 teams here in a minute. But year number 4 of the Tommy Lloyd era, March Madness has been disappointing, but the regular season's been very, very successful. We'll see how the physicality of the Big 12 matches up with Arizona, because Arizona more of a skilled team. But yeah, I think Arizona probably goes Sweet 16 again and lose. That's probably what Arizona will do, because that's what they've done under Tommy Lloyd. But welcome to the Big 12. Welcome to the best league, Arizona Wildcats. At number 10, this team's going to be good, and they're going to be entertaining. No shit, they're going to be good. They're in my top 10. The Auburn Tigers, they brought back a lot. Bring back Johnny Broom, the transfer from Moorhead a couple years ago. Double-double. They also got Denver Jones coming back, Chad Baker coming back. Also got Pegues coming over from Furman, as well as Miles Kelly from Georgia Tech. So this team's going to be entertaining. And they got a little bit of chip on their shoulder, in my opinion, because Alabama went to the Final Four. But Auburn, don't forget, Auburn won the SEC. They were a 4 seed, got bounced by Yale. They were probably better than Alabama, to be honest, last year. And Alabama stole the thunder. So how does Auburn and Bruce Pearl bounce back? They're at number 10 going into next year. At number 9, I don't even know why I have this team this high. I don't really know what to make of this team. You guys can guess where I'm going. Duke. I guess because they're Duke, talent-wise, they are a top 5 team, but I don't know what to expect. Tyrese Proctor's back. Caleb Foster's back. Cooper Flagg is arguably the most highly touted, highly hyped freshman since Zion. But until you prove it in the games against 22, 23, 24-year-old men, Zion didn't have to play in the COVID era against the 23 and 24-year-olds that were in their 5th, 6th year of college basketball. Not say he would have been fine, don't get me wrong, but freshmen don't win. Freshmen don't win in this era, and I know they brought over Mason Gillis from Purdue, Malik Brown from Syracuse, trying to surround him with some vets, some toughness. And the jury's still out, in my opinion, on John Scheyer, too. So they were gifted a silver platter to the Final Four last year. Jamal Shead goes down, then they get NC State, didn't get it done. But yeah, we'll see with Duke. I'll pencil them in at number 9 right now. They'll be in the thick of things to win the ACC against this other team. North Carolina at number 8 for me. Big reason, they were going to be out of my top 10, but then RJ Davis came back, so I had to put him in. RJ Davis back, as well as Elliot Cadu as well. And I like the transfer addition, Cade Tyson coming over from Belmont. I think he fits Hubert Davis, guy that can stretch the defense, make some shots. Big year for it's always a big year with these blue bloods, but Hubert Davis, the way that they petered out, lost to Alabama in the Sweet 16 as a 1 seed after winning the ACC. So give me Carolina at number 8 here in my way too early preseason top 25. At number 7, this team maybe have them a little too low. Gonzaga, the Bulldogs, bring back virtually everybody and add a couple pieces. Bring back Nemhard, bring back Hickman. They were a top 10 team from February 1st on when they won at Rupp. Ben Gregg comes back, Graham Ike, the Wyoming transfer, and they add Michael Ajayi from Pepperdine, as well as Khalif Battle from Arkansas. So a little six-man scoring punch off the bench. They're going to be good. They're going to be a top 10 team. I hope everybody got the Zags last year because the Zags are going to be back this next year. All right, number 6. I was about to say, where the hell are all my Big 12 teams? At number 6, Iowa State Cyclones, one of my favorite darlings. Bring back their top 4 scorers from a 2 seed in the NCAA tournament. What's not to like? TJ Otzelberger, year number 4. The program has gotten better and better and better every year. Lipsy, Jones, Gilbert, as well as Momchilovich. They had Deshaun Jackson from Charlotte. They'll be a top 10 team the whole year. Everybody will be bored of them. And if they get a good draw, maybe they can advance in the tournament. They've been knocking on the door, got back to the Sweet 16. Disappointing that they lost to Illinois, but this is a good program, and they'll be a top 10 team all year long. Speaking of good programs, speaking of Big 12, the Baylor Bears. What's not to like about this team? After bowing out in the round of 32 the last couple years, well, they went out and did something in the portal. First off, they bring back Jada Nunn and Langston Love, who are both really good guards. They got the talented freshman coming in, VJ Edgecombe. But this is why they're number 5 in my top 5. Jeremy Roach played in the Final Four at Duke. Norchad Amir played in the Final Four at Miami. They bring back experience. They bring in transfers that have played in big games at different programs. Baylor Bears, Scott Drew, teased everybody with the Kentucky job, comes back to Baylor, kicks up that NIL collective. Baylor's a national championship contender once again next year. They're not going to be bad defensively again, not a third straight year. So I trust the Baylor Bears here. At number 4, well, I can't rank them any higher. I mean, to be honest, they're probably a little overranked just because of their name and what they've done the last couple of years. But welcome back to college basketball, Dan Hurley. UConn's at number 4 for me. They bring back 4 or 5, I think 5 contributors. And Samson Johnson, obviously Alex Caravan, huge, kind of the glue piece of their back-to-back. Diarra as well. Aiden Mahaney's coming over from St. Mary's, like to fit, but remember, it will take a little bit, kind of like with Tristan Newton. In his first year, he struggled. Year number 2, he really hit his stride. And then the talented freshman, Liam McNeely, we'll see if he can duplicate what Castle did in a way in terms of impact as a freshman. But we know UConn's going to fucking win the Big East. They're going to be a 1 or 2 seed. And, yeah, I mean, they're going to have a chance to go back to back to back. I'll bet against it. I'm going to bet against UConn a lot next year. I'm doubling, tripling down. But, I mean, UConn, what's not there to like? They got arguably the best coach in college basketball, Dan Hurley, and they're hungry. I mean, they want to make history, win a three-peat and be the first team ever to do so. So since John Wooden at least, but in the modern day era I'm talking about. UConn at number 4. At number 3, we'll go back to the Big 12. We'll go to the Houston Cougars. They bring back everybody. The problem is they don't bring back Jamal Shed. If Shed was there, I would have had him at number 1. His replacement, Milos Uzan, coming over from Oklahoma. Good piece, not Jamal Shed, though. Let's call a spade a spade. LJ Cryer's back. Manuel Sharp's back. Juwan Roberts back. Javier Francis is back. They got everything. I got to see how Uzan fits as the point guard filling in for Shed, though. I'll bank on Kelvin Sampson figuring this shit out. But I can't have him at number 1 or 2 until I see so. At number 2, by the way, that's year number 2 for Houston in the Big 12. We'll see how they build off of winning the regular season last year. At number 2, went back and forth. Alabama's number 2 for me. Mark Sears, Chris Youngblood, Grant Nelson's back. They had Cliff Murray and Chris Youngblood from South Florida and Rutgers. They added a rim protector. They struggled to play defense the whole entire year. I think we forget that a little bit just because they made the Final Four. But they addressed that by going to get a Murray, a rim protector. Main thing, they bring back Mark Sears, who was a fucking stud for them. Get Aiden Holloway as well from Auburn. So I got Alabama at number 2. What's not to like? They're going to score a bunch of points. Target's back on their back this year. Felt like they were able to slide back under the radar in the March Madness. And compared to 2 years ago when Brandon Miller was there, I felt like the Target was scoring on their back. The Target's going to be right back on their back this year. We'll see how they respond coming off that Final Four run for Nate Oats in his 5th or 6th year now. Did an unbelievable job there. And at number 1, I mean, they've been my number 1 since the season ended. And he fixed the shit as soon as the worst year in the Bill Self era happened. Kansas, they got drilled and by Gonzaga, got undressed, got embarrassed. They stumbled down the stretch due to injuries. McCullough was out. I know Dickinson was in and out of the lineup. DeJuan Harris is back. KJ Adams is back. And Hunter Dickinson is back. I know I've been a big critic of Dickinson, especially on the defensive end. But I don't think they need to rely on him as much next year. I think they have enough pieces around him where he can kind of just blend in a little bit. He still is going to be Hunter Dickinson. But I love DeJuan Harris back. He's won a national championship. KJ Adams been a part of a national championship. Bring in Zeke Mayo from South Dakota State, the Summit Player of the Year. I think he's a stud. Scored the basketball from there. AJ Storr from Wisconsin on his about 10th school in 10 years. He could score. Athleticism. Ryland Griffin, three-point shooter from Alabama, played in the Final Four. So what were they missing? Perimeter shooting, score from the wing. That's what Bill Self went and got. And he's got Dickinson in his second year in his system. And then he's got arguably maybe the best on-ball defender back in the country in DeJuan Harris. And then it's glue guy in KJ Adams. So Kansas Jayhawks, my preseason number 1 of the Moneyline Mac. Way too early, top 25. Whew. Got it done, guys. Let's go over to the futures market. By the way, throw some shit in the chat which futures you guys like while I'm pulling up the odds. Odds, college basketball, national championship. And shout out to the 100 plus watching right now live on the X, YouTube, whatever platform you're watching, and those that'll listen to this whenever they listen to it. UConn's the favorite now that Dan Hurley's back, 10-1. Kansas 12-1, Duke 14-1, Bama 15-1, Carolina 20-1, Houston 20-1, Zaga 25-1, Baylor 25-1, Arizona 25-1, Iowa State 30-1, Auburn 30-1, Arkansas 30-1. Kentucky's 35-1 somehow. They're not even in my top 25. Brian asked if I skipped number 24. No, Ole Miss was number 24. Creighton 50-1, Tennessee 45-1, St. John's, Johnny 60-1, UCLA 60-1, Marquette 65-1, Sparty 65-1, Florida 70-1, Xavier 80-1, Ohio State 80-1, Indiana 80-1, Michigan 80-1. No, Phoenix making these fucking odds. Miami 80-1, BYU 90-1, and then you got the 100-1 of Texas Tech, Texas A&M, Louisville, Illinois, Oregon, and Maryland, and Ole Miss. All right, so we've already given out on this show Baylor, Houston, Iowa State, and Gonzaga. Those are the 4 we've given out. Let's go based off of where I had these teams ranked. Let's go. First off, Texas A&M 100-1. The buzzsaw. They bring back 4 out of their top 5 guys. They've had success in the dance. They've won games in the dance. They almost beat Houston last year. 100-1, we have to take a stab on that one. So that's one I'm going to put in the back of my brain. A&M 100-1. They have a high upside. 70-1. Florida Gators. Florida Gators, I talked about it. They bring back the guards. Add Elijah Martin, who's played in big games at FAU. Todd Golden, year number 3. Give me Florida 70-1. So I got 70-1. I got 100-1. I'm not taking fucking Arkansas. I'm not taking Kentucky. What do you guys think about? I kind of like Auburn. I kind of like Auburn at 30-1, bringing back all that experience, bringing back Pegues, chip on their shoulder. I like Auburn 30-1. Like Auburn 30-1. Colby likes St. John 60-1. I can already tell you that. I just don't think that they have the depth to win it all. I'm trying to look, see if I can get something. Sparty 65-1. No fucking way. Don't take UConn 10-1, by the way, guys. They're not winning 3 in a row. I'm saying that right now. I mean, Bama 15-1. I'm going to stay away from Bama. I'm going to stay away from Bama. I'll give out one more long shot. Why is Villanova 120-1? They suck. I don't really have another one, guys. I don't think Creighton can win all. I don't think Tennessee can win all. I know Purdue can't win all. Purdue didn't win it last year. They're not winning it this year. Let's go. Fuck it. We'll do this for Colby. We'll go St. John's. We'll go St. John's 60-1. We'll get a little Rick Pitino in there. We can hedge out of that one if they make a run to like the Elite Eight or Final Four. So Slick Rick Pitino 60-1. So we got a bunch. We're filling this fucking portfolio up right now, baby. Year 2, Pitino has always been good. Louisville, Kentucky, go on. Providence back in the day. So Slick Rick Pitino tops off our nice portfolio for the evening. Guys, appreciate you rocking with us over at the College Basketball Experience. We're already 45 minutes in an off-season college basketball episode. Going to get some more guests on here in the next couple weeks. DM me some questions so I can bring some questions and content to these shows so that I'm not just talking to you guys or talking to my screen, whatever this is, for 30, 40 minutes. Fire away some questions or some topics you guys want to talk about. We start our summer school this week with the coaches tour. So make sure you got your notifications turned on. We're going to have some Division I head coaches across the country come on our platform and just talk about their teams, talk about their journeys. I think it's going to be unique for some of you guys to just listen to some of these coaches that we talk about night in and night out, game after game. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that aspect of the college experience. Make sure you go check out the College Baseball Experience with Noah Beanick, breaking down the road to Omaha. We finally got the field of 8. So make sure you go check that out. I think I may pop in on one of these episodes and go check out the College Football Experience with Colby Dant and NC Nick and Patty C as they're breaking down all 134 teams in the land. I think they're on like number 9 or 10 already, the SEC we started off with. But yeah, guys, can't thank you enough. And go check out all the draft profiles. We'll be breaking down some NBA draft stuff. But like I said, shoot me some DMs, shoot me some content that you guys want to talk about. We got 5 months to go. We'll be doing preseason futures before we know it. But yeah, we'll have some guests on here over the next couple weeks for the dog days of summer. Be here before you know it, guys. That's all I got. Cheers, and thanks for tuning in to another edition of
It's Mac Tonight. Come on, make it Mac Tonight.
Mac Tonight signing off. This is the College Basketball Experience. You better start thinking about yours. And we are out of here.